Hello ladies and gentlemen, Teo here, back with some more Ever17. Gonna get back into Tsugumi's route today. Hopefully there is less skipping, but, you know, could go either way, could go any way. Guess there's more than two ways. Is there more than two ways? Anyhow, back into Tsugumi's route. After all, she demolished 3 whole sandwiches without even flinching. Well, then again, I was the one who told Coco to take the sandwiches down because it'll be bad if she doesn't eat something. So I was contradicting my earlier stance too, but something strange was going on. What's the deal? The word hypocrite came to mind. Who is the hypocrite now, Tsugumi? Tsugumi, what were you thinking? I couldn't help but feel resentment rising in my chest. What's the matter, Takepyon? Your face got all scary for a moment. It's nothing. I didn't want to show my sullen mood. I didn't even want to be thinking about her anymore. Waving with one hand, I tried my best to sweeten my mood away. Oh, good. I thought maybe those sandwiches had given you a tummy ache. Why, did you put something in there that would make me sick? Well, Takepyon, do you really want to know? You won't be sorry, right? Please no? Not like this? I need an adult? No, stop, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Just imagining the possibilities was making my stomach hurt. Gathering my wits, I went to the bench where you and the kid were sitting. Coco and Peepee trotted along behind me. Hey you, where did Sora go? She went to go look again to see if she can find clues to help us escape. From what she said, the sensors on the 3rd floor are working a little bit better. Did you see Sora, you? I cut in front of them. Huh? Oh yeah, for a minute, before you came to the kiosk. I see. Did Sora say anything else? Did she seem different somehow? No, not really. Same as always. Okay. Well, that's good. Takeshi, did you do something to her? No, nothing. Okay, and then this is all old content. Unfortunately, like, in the interim between yesterday and today, I've not thought of any... Oh, here we go. Choices. Went to see Tsugumi. I went to see Tsugumi. So, what's happening? We're getting grilled. All their eyes were fixed on me, blah blah blah. I have circumstantial evidence. I went to see Tsugumi. I told the truth. Tsugumi? I was going to take a walk when Sora came up and told me that Tsugumi had woken up. I didn't want her to start wandering around and hurt herself, so I rushed right over to the infirmary. Oh, is that it? Actually, I guess I did hear pretty much the same thing from Sora. How Tsugumi woke up. What, so you knew all along? Sorry, just thought I'd give you a hard time. Man. You should have called us too. Oh, no, you're right, I wasn't thinking. Well, I don't know about you, kid, but you was dead to the world. I didn't figure it'd be any good to try and wake you guys up. Hey! No one seemed inclined to question me further, so that solved that. Everyone milled around the rest area. I felt the energy drain out of me. I wasn't tense, but I wasn't relaxed either. Maybe I was just tired. I sat quietly, thinking. When I couldn't sleep, I'd been pondering all sorts of things. About Tsugumi, and Sora. Is this all old? No. I may have hurt Sora's feelings. She always smiled and said she didn't mind, but what would I say when I saw her? Which is why, hearing Yu's voice, I returned to Earth with a jolt. So, mini Greek, blah blah blah. Okay, so this is, King of Cyprus. At the end of King of Cyprus this time, instead of, affirming the happy ending, we are just going to stare at them silently. Try and make it as awkward as possible. Because that is our modus operandi, apparently. You're watching silently. Huh. I thought it was a pretty scholarly talk, but I kept quiet and watched the faces of everyone. With her fingers still extended in front of her face, Yu spoke confidently. The story of Pygmalion, that's what the guy's name was, shows that if you hope and ask and persevere, your wish will come true. His longing was answered because he put his heart into his sculpture, and then loved her, believing that she would speak to him one day. So that's it. Wow. Okay, this is a little different, but this guy named Rosenthal wrote about something called the Pygmalion effect. This old? Yeah, this is old. Where was I? Again, better get used to that phrase, because it's going to be coming up pretty constantly. Wonder how she's doing. Who is the she in this context? Tsugumi, okay. In any case, she needs rest. Well, worrying about her won't make her better any faster. Sora would let us know if anything had happened to her, right? Yeah, and Lem is always guarding the data in the infirmary's medical computer. So since Lemma hasn't come to us with any news, it means that Tsugumi is probably sleeping peacefully. Guarding seems like an interesting choice of words there. Well, that's a relief. Like, monitoring would make more sense, but... Right, nothing to worry about, Rune. About a rune. About a rune? Woof! Yeah. Say, Coco. Yeah, what? What language is about Haroon? Excellent. I was worrying, I was curious about that too. Like, don't think that's a real word. Cocoese? Ah, it isn't a real word. Huh? Cocoese. Whoa, obstinate stubbornness. Geezer's going swimming in the winter. What? There's a Bowderoo too. You know what? Not gonna question it. We're gonna let the small child, enjoy her made-up vocabulary, and we're not gonna ask too many questions. Morph? Coco was always in an upbeat mood. Was always in upbeat mode, perhaps. We reached the infirmary. We should have brought flowers. Flowers? Where do you think we'll find flowers? Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, there were, like, the roses down in the, what was that room called? Big wide room. Entering first, I mustered a cheerful voice. Hey, Tsugumi, you alive? I had to force them, but I dragged everyone along to see you. Pop. Ow! Listen, Takeshi, don't be mean like that. You don't have to push and poke me. Exchanging stupid banter, we approached the bed. I did it on purpose, as a joke. You know, joke around, cheer up a little bit. Really? I don't know. Hey! The kid had stopped suddenly. Oh, right, and then Tsugumi goes missing, and then there's the whole ordeal with the hamster. Very exciting. Oh, right, so I was saying, in the interim between yesterday and today, I've not actually thought of anything good to fill the dead space with. So, I'm basically hoping that the, like, meta commentary on my lack of ability to fill the dead space will fill the dead space. Because, past that, I'm, like, pretty much out of ideas. But, you know what I always say? The silence is only awkward if we let it be awkward. We can't just let her be. What if her injury gets worse? And besides, I want to hear a good explanation for why she ran off like this. Hey, Takeshi. Takeshi? I left him there and ran out. See, that's the annoying stuff. It, like, gets my hopes up, right? Where, like, there's, like, one new line. It's, like, slightly changed. And the next several paragraphs are all old content. Tsugumi had pushed herself, despite her injury, and gone off all alone. Did she really mean to kill herself? Was she actually trying... Maybe I should just let her. But still, wow, that's morbid. I mean, I think conventional wisdom says, like, you shouldn't just let people kill themselves. Like, I think conventional wisdom holds that you should, like, try and at least talk them out of it. I wanted to give her a piece of my mind first. Wow, first? He's, like, giving up on talking her out of it. He's like, yeah, she can kill herself, but first I want to chew her out. I hope she would just stay alive long enough for me to tell her all I wanted to say. Man, that's, whew, pragmatic to a fault. Oh yeah, still not sure what's up with, like, the giant floating whale. Like, I still assume it's a hologram, but... Oh, excellent, we're gonna get pissed off now. It wouldn't do to lose my temper right off the bat. I suppressed the urge to shout. She was injured, after all. Again, they baited me. I was expecting, like, the whole conversation to change, but no, it's just, like, the opening... Not even monologue. It's, like... Like, tiny changes that, like, aren't even that relevant. Sure. I shot back, trying to make a crack in the wall that she had up. I came here on my own, and I left the others. Because I heard that you came here on your own. Why would you do that? Because my hurt friend suddenly went missing, that's why. Of course I came looking for you. Friend? Her expression grew more and more severe. Tsugumi, cut it out! Okay, this is even more awkward, where, like, half the conversation is new content and the other half is old. But, like, I guess I should probably just reread the old content, just so, like, the conversation flows naturally. Friend, her expression grew more and more severe. I didn't ask you to come, and there's no reason for you to be here. I'm not like the others, so don't treat me like one of your gang. Tsugumi, cut it out! I snapped. I clenched my fist. Then I shoved it in her face. Whoa, that's aggressive. But I stopped it just in front of her nose. She didn't even flinch. Believe me, I don't want to be friends with someone like you. But we don't have a choice. We all want to get out of here. Don't you want to get out of here as soon as possible? As long as we're in the same boat, we're friends. In Japan, people with the same goal are called friends. Friends. Friends, 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 friends. There you go again, just saying that. That kind of tired, hypocritical crap makes me sick. Tsugumi's voice stayed completely cool. There was no place for my raised fist to go. Okay, that one's gonna be awkward even if you don't let it be awkward. And one more thing. Weren't you listening to me yesterday? I don't want to escape, so I'm not your friend. I don't care if you're from Germany, America, or Japan. Got it? I am not your friend. So do not talk to me again. I lowered my hand. I couldn't say anything. Alright, we're gonna bet on, like, the rest of the... Oh, no, never mind. I take it all back. I didn't say anything. Ignore me. I couldn't say anything. Giving me a glance, she moved toward the door, dragging her foot. She was moving awkwardly, still dragging her left foot. Right! This was the other weird thing. Like, we never got a good explanation for, like, why her injury suddenly shifted to the other side of her body. And, like, why she's able to walk, period. Given, like... the fact that her injury was supposed to put her out of commission for months. Like... I don't even know what to think about that. Like, it implies to me that there has to be some sort of sci-fi bullshit going on. Because I can't think of any sort of mundane method by which you can just go from my right leg is smashed to pieces to my right leg is fine. Right? Like, either there's multiple Tsugumis or there's sci-fi nonsense going on. Like, those are the only two explanations I can come up with. And multiple Tsugumis doesn't make sense because she just, like, referenced the conversation we'd had before. So, like, unless they, like, are coordinating far better than it feels like they really should have the means to. Like, I don't love the twins theory. And besides, that feels like the kind of thing Sora would pick up on fairly quickly unless they stayed next to each other all the time. Because then you have the multiple life signatures. So, like, I can't think of a good mundane explanation for why her leg isn't messed up. Left foot? Left foot? Did I say left foot? Whoa, wait a second. I yelled with all my might. What? I said don't talk to me. She turned around forcefully. Your foot. What? Your foot. Is it alright? The leg you hurt the other day was your right leg, wasn't it? Her face stiffened. Her eyes flicked away. Like, something's going on there, right? Like, there's no way she could fake the injury, right? Like, there was a pole going through her leg, right? Like, you can't just fake that, probably. And, like, she's acting very suspicious here, so it's clearly not just, like, I don't know, the injury just healed super quickly by some freak accident. Like, she clearly had some sort of, what's the word? She clearly knows something about why she is healed. But, like, I don't know what to make of this. I'm super confused. She averted her gaze. She just stood rock still. What was going on? Let me see. I grabbed the hem of her skirt, and without hesitating, yanked it up. Whack! An immediate, brutal slap. Tsugumi took off running. The sound of her footfalls grew faint, as did her shadow, disappearing down the hallway. So I think at this point we're retreading old ground pretty consistently. Is it just me, or is the skipping going faster? I feel like the skipping was going, like, slower earlier, but maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm going crazy. Several hours went by. In the end, I hung around in Limu by myself and just killed some time. I didn't see Tsugumi during that time. I decided to have an early dinner. You, Coco, and the kid had finished their meal and moved to the rest area, where they were relaxing and letting their food digest. Okay, then. I'd almost finished tidying up the kiosk. I pulled out the object I had hidden secretly behind the warmer. Actually, there had been one sausage left at the back of the refrigerator. There were no hot dog buns, so I stuffed the sausage into a bread roll. I slapped on the ketchup and mustard and took a big bite. This is so good. My mouth filled with the juicy flavor as I bit down. Meat. Yum. Fried chicken sandwiches were good, but not every meal every single day. Amusingly, I actually had a fried chicken sandwich for lunch, and I only realized after the fact that, like, it could have been construed as a Ever17 reference, or like Ever17 was like perhaps subconsciously manipulating me into wanting chicken sandwiches, but for whatever reason I decided to have a chicken sandwich for lunch today. It was quite good. but I would not want to eat that type of sandwich every day for like a week straight, for every meal. That would get miserable really quickly. I hid in the back of the kiosk and devoured the sausage. Oh, Takeshi, there you are. Hmm? Surprised by Koko's voice, I choked on a piece of sausage. Oh, interesting. So in Tsugumi's route, he gets caught by Koko instead of, Sora. Koko appeared in front of me. Takeshi, are you alright? Blinking and struggling, I finally managed to swallow a chunk of meat. I swallowed the rest of the sausage in one bite to remove the evidence. I struggled to control my breathing. Takeshi, you're so cute. Koko. What? Not a word about what you just saw, okay? Okay, sure, but... Takepyon, you didn't eat your sandwich before. Oh, I see. You were saving it to eat later? Yeah, that's it. That was all? Oh, good. I was worried about you. I thought you'd lost your appetite. No, I'm fine. I ate. I scratched my head. Sorry, Koko. I was selfishly eating a sausage all by myself. Please forgive me. Inside, I apologized silently to her. Oh, that reminds me. Takepyon. I talked to Sora. And guess what? Sora said she spoke to Tsugumi. Oh, really? Surprised, I blinked. She spoke to Tsugumi? Yeah, when she went back to the infirmary. Really? And when Tsugumi ran into Sora in the infirmary, she apologized for going all crazy and smashing the stuff. She even cleaned up the mess. Apologize? Tsugumi? Yep, that's what I heard. I was surprised. No, I was really surprised. What else? Did you hear anything else? Anything else? Well... Sora said Tsugumi was asking questions and stuff. Asking questions? Yeah, she asked her a really silly question. A strange question? What'd she ask? What was it? Oh, yeah! What do you know about my past? Or something like that. And? Sora said she didn't know anything. I guess Tsugumi was satisfied. Is that it? Yep, that's it. Oh. Come to think of it, that is kind of a silly question. Yes, it was very weird. Koko, where's Tsugumi now? I said this trying to restrain my sense of urgency. I think she's still in the infirmary. She went to bed, at least that's what Sora said. Bed? She went back to the infirmary and went to bed? Yeah, I think. Are you sure? Is that where she is now? Probably. Probably, huh? Alright then, I think I'll go and check on her. What is it? What, Koko? Is there something on my face? For some reason, Koko was staring at my face. She laughed quietly. You like Tsugumi, don't you? Huh? You've got to be kidding me. There's no way. Really? I wonder. Seems to me like it's written all over your face. Huh? Flustered, I rubbed at my face. Nothing came off on my hands. At least nobody had been writing on my face again. Koko, watching me, had a smile as bright as the sun. I left Koko and went to the second floor infirmary. I hope she's resting peacefully, or properly. Hey, Tsugumi, can I come in? I spoke into the intercom and opened the door. You know, traditionally, people wait for a response before. Like, if you ask the question, you may as well wait for a response, right? The infirmary was quiet again. All the smashed equipment had been tidied up. Sure enough, Tsugumi was there. Oh, you really are in bed. I don't believe it. Perhaps sensing my presence, Tsugumi opened her eyes. What, could you keep it down? Her voice was normal. See if anything changes in this conversation. It looks pretty much the same. Yeah, like, that entire conversation was unchanged, which I'm actually kind of surprised by. So here... Oh, this is where they go after the hamster, I think. Right, because this is where they find the nuts? Yeah. Maybe... Now that I've thought about it, I remember having seen a rat running out of the infirmary. Oh, okay. So maybe this is... Or at least something different is going to happen here, given that we have prior knowledge of the hamster. So, was Tsugumi keeping a rat in here? The evidence would seem to point to that. In that case, she gone looking for her pet? But where exactly? Maybe it's just Sora. I called Sora from the infirmary terminal, but she didn't appear. Oh, is it broken? I looked at the map of Limu on the monitor, but could detect no signs of life. Where in the vicinity would Lem is would there be a large terminal functioning? Oh, of course, the security office. If I went there, I would probably learn something. For the first time in your life. I left the infirmary and turned left down a corridor. When I arrived at the security office, I opened the door and flew inside. Find Tsugumi. Tsugumi's looking for the rat on the thingamadoohickey. It's all the same. I'm pretty surprised by how similar it is. Like, I would have expected more divergence by this point. But what do I know? I am not a powerful visual novel author. Far be it from me to question the machinations of those who are. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want to watch you pull this hypocritical stunt is all. I don't want to see you kill yourself because you believe this hypocrisy. How can you say that? It's not a nice thing to say. I laughed at her as I loosened my limbs and body. I'll be fine. You go back to the security office. What? When I get through the other side, you can tell me where the hamster is. We won't be able to locate him without Lemma, will we? So unless somebody who can operate Lemma stays behind, it won't work. But, okay then, it's settled. I finished warming up and adjusted the voice converter in my ear. Sora had told me that the earphone was pressure resistant, but hadn't said anything about whether it was waterproof. See you later! I ruffled Tsugumi's hair and started down the ladder. Oh, interesting. We actually get to go after the hamster in this one. Last time she just sucker punched us. My toes reached the bottom of the ladder. I let go of the ladder and leapt into the emergency corridor. Ow, it's cold! It was like swimming in ice water. The water here was much colder than the water higher up. I had greatly miscalculated. And that wasn't the only thing I'd miscalculated. Inside the corridor was pitch dark. I tried to use my PDA backlight. I could see that there were parallel walls on either side and this part of the corridor was straight. But that was all I could see. I knew nothing of what was beyond that. At that point, my PDA batteries ran out. Awkward! Oh, crap. Well, no using this for a while. There was nothing for it but to grope my way forward. How far had I swum? How much farther did I need to go? I had no way of guessing. I didn't even know if I was swimming in the right direction. I just kept swimming in the darkness. It was terrifying. Yep, I can imagine. As my breath got tighter, I could feel the fear spreading through my body. I might just die here. As afraid as I was able to consider dying quite calmly. I was caught in the illusion that I was sinking farther and farther down. The darkness penetrated to my very core. The shadow of death crept through my whole body. I wonder if there's going to be some continuity here between, like, him being in the deep dark water passage and the weird dreams about dying he keeps having. Because again, we still don't know what those are about. Eroding my every cell. I can't last much longer. Just as my fear reached its peak, I glimpsed a spot of light. The exit. Was it 30 feet? Or 60 maybe? My vision was cloudy and I couldn't judge the distance. I was reaching my limit. No, I had probably already exceeded it. That's not how limits work. The light was shining beyond the darkness. My body was screaming as my cramped fingers stretched out to the light. A little further. Just a little further. The light is right there. My hand grabbed the ladder. I wasted no time in fixing the rope on the hook. I pulled myself upwards. I scaled the ladder as quickly as I could and burst out into the corridor. I breathed deeply, in and out. I coughed and spat. I felt like I was going to cough the darkness right out of my lungs. But contrary to my expectations, what erupted from my mouth was the semi-liquid remains of my hot dog. Oh, that's nasty. I didn't need to know that. I was a little cold, but I shook my head to clear it and continued my search for the hamster. The flood doors on either side of the corridor were shut tight. There was only one other door. I went through. Hey, Mr. Hamster! That probably wasn't its name, but never mind. It was better than yelling, Mr. Jungarian. Takeshi, are you alright? I heard Tsugumi's voice come out through a speaker somewhere in the room. I'm picking up your sound on the monitor. If you can hear me, answer. Okay, Tsugumi, I can hear you. What can you see? The room is pitch dark. I can't see a thing. Either the lights are broken, or there's not enough power. My trusty PDA is out of power. Should have brought some fireflies with me. Did you say something? Nothing. If you pick up the hamster's location, let me know. Okay. Go straight ahead, about 10 feet. 1, 2, 3, okay. Turn right 40 degrees. 40 degrees? What kind of angle is that? Hey, you just turned left, not right. Are you sure? The other way? Are you sure you're okay? It was just the wrong direction. I'm fine. Look, I'm facing the right direction now. Go straight ahead another 12 feet. There's a step there. Be careful. What? How can I be careful in the dark? Whoa! What happened? Takeshi? Takeshi? Are you alright? Hey, talk to me, Takeshi. Takeshi? It's alright. I'm alive. Can you let me know how high the steps are gonna be? I didn't realize I'd be smashing my knee against it. I'm sorry. Okay, go on. Is Mr. Hamster still here? He hasn't run away? He's still there. Okay, navigate me. Alright. I went like that. Alright, I've got you. I successfully trapped the hamster in the plastic bag. Do we know if there's, like, enough air in the plastic bag to, like, get the hamster back to point B alive? Because, like, that would be a really depressing end to this little saga. If Takeshi, like, goes out of his way to save the hamster, and then the hamster just dies on the way back. That would be depressing. I would be depressed. I'm on my way back. Wait for me in the pipe room. Alright. I went out in the light of the corridor and checked on the hamster. Okay, he was quiet, but seemed healthy. I blew more air into the bag and tied the mouth of it shut tight. Tired as I was, could I get back the way I had come? I hesitated, but unless I went back, it was all pointless. If I followed the rope, I should be able to get back faster than I had come. I tied the bag to my waist, took a deep breath, and jumped into the water. I climbed out of the pipe ladder and stuck my head out of the hatch. I'd made it back safely to the area I had started from. Honey, I'm home! Tsugumi was waiting beside the hatch. Look what the cat dragged in. Me. Well, here I am. I'm back. Welcome back. I closed the hatch and stood up. I opened the plastic bag at my waist and took out the hamster. But, like, the reason I was thinking of, like, the twin theory is because the way Tsugumi's acting right now seems completely out of character based on, like, half of the other interactions we've had with her. Like, she just seems unreasonably demure. Not unreasonably, but, like, deeply uncharacteristically demure. Right? And, like, I figure either, like, one of her character traits is, like, switching back between these, like, two extremes. She's, like, pseudo-bipolar or something. Or there's, like, actually two people. Or, like, something else is going on. Because, like, her personality just feels too weird to me. Ah! Tsugumi grabbed the hamster. Lovingly, she stroked his damp fur. Wait, why is this fur damp? I guess it was, like, the ground was wet on the other side. Okay. Thank you. Tsugumi whispered her gratitude without looking at me. What's his real name? I looked at the hamster. Now don't laugh. Okay, I won't. You promise? I promise. His name's Chami. Chami, because he's charming. Chami. It's cute. What a good name. How cute. I'm pretty sure we, like, laughed at her in Sora's Route. That was what I thought. I did my best to stifle my laughter. Hey, you promised not to laugh. I'm not laughing. I tried to keep a straight face, but the corners of my mouth started to twitch. Chami. Charming Chami. Well, Chami Poo, it's Din time. I could just imagine Tsugumi baby talking to it. Chami Poo. So I didn't want to tell you. Sullenly, Tsugumi was red-faced. But she held out the bath towel she had behind her back. Oh, thanks. I took the towel and wiped myself down. Whew! I breathed deeply, feeling reborn as I glanced at Tsugumi's face. She was playing with the hamster in her hand, and her cheeks were bright. She looked so happy. It was the first time I'd ever seen her smile. Yeah, now I want a hamster. I, like, don't actually want a hamster. I want a cat, but, like, I want a hamster. Darkness spread out before my eyes. Without limit, it spread. Nothingness. Da-da-da-da-da, we've already been here. Takeshi has, like, a weird-ass dream about dying. Oh! Maybe that's related to, like, the end of the Sora arc where Takeshi presumably dies. Like, maybe those two things are related in some capacity. That would make some degree of sense. Do we care about pushing the button or not pushing the button? We are supposed to push the button. Alright, we pushed the button. And then the next thing that's important to do is, when we're checking rooms, one of the rooms we should check is the infirmary. Alright, good talk. We're going to choose I don't know, because this isn't relevant. And this way I get to skip more text. Oh yeah, I'm curious to see if this little segment is going to change. Because, like, it went very poorly last time, as I recall. Like, she tried to kill us, and asked us to kill her. I've been wanting to talk to you. About what? Well, some things I need to say. Things I need to let you know. And I figured no one could interrupt us here. It must be something really important. Something serious? Well, yeah, at least for me it is. Having her approach me to talk was unusual. Tsugumi fixed her eyes firmly on mine. Her eyes were serious, with no sign of mischief in them. Whatever the consequences, I had to listen. Man, this is so much better than, like, getting murdered. We get to, like, have a conversation and, like, find out answers to mysteries. What excitement. 12 years ago, in August of 2005, okay? So she at least is under the assumption we're in 2017. On a summer day, oh right, I think that's the conclusion I came to as well, at least for the Takeshi roots. I was infected. Wait, is she the carrier of TB? I was infected with a virus. Yes, 2005, 12 years ago. I was only 12 years old at the time. Oh, is that why she didn't get TB at the end of Sora's route? Because like, it's like a chicken pox or whatever, you can only get it once. Huh, I didn't consider that as a possibility. I figured like she was eventually gonna get TB like everyone else, she just hadn't shown symptoms yet. But if she has it like immunity already, then I guess it makes sense that she didn't contract it. A virus? Yeah. And are you still infected? Yeah. I'm a carrier. Oh! Well, that's fucked up. A carrier? What? Wait a second. Come on, wait just a second here. Okay. So at least this makes... This makes more sense than Coco contracting TB down in IBF, right? Because the, like, period of time between when Coco contracted... Or when Coco started showing symptoms, and when the rest of the cast started showing symptoms, was, like, too small for them to have caught TB at different times, right? Or, like, it made more sense for them to all have caught her at the same time. Because we don't know when Coco's visit down to IBF was. It could have been, like, a week before the events of the story. In which case, like, it definitely doesn't make sense for... Oh, no, I guess it could have been, like, the day before the story, but, like, even then, it makes more sense for them to all catch the disease at the same time, because they all started showing symptoms, like, within 6 hours of each other. So having Tsugumi as the character actually makes a lot more sense. I originally had, my theory was Pee-Pee was the carrier, right? But this makes more sense. I probably could have figured this out if I had thought harder. Come on, wait just a second here. You mean to tell me 12 years ago, at age 12? That's what I'm saying. 12 years ago at age 12. Means your age now is... That's right, I'm 23. I'll be 24 in another 2 months. You see, I was born 24 years ago, July 1993. I scrutinized Tsugumi's face. There was no way she looked 23. But then again, I knew she wasn't lying. We never touched upon the subject of her age. But I assumed her to be a high school student at the most. 23 years old, I muttered to myself. I think she was 3 years older than me. Takeshi, where are you? She suddenly changed the topic. What do you mean, where? I'm right here. Yeah, but where is here? You know, here is here, right? I beat the palm of my hand against my chest. Wait, this is all old? Interesting. Wait. So she's still gonna try and kill us? Why did she change? Why did Takeshi let her change the subject? You can't just, like, have the person you're trapped in the facility with be like, oh, by the way, I'm a carrier for this horrible disease. And then you don't just drop the subject after that. Like, a reasonable follow-up question at that point would be like, is my life in danger from spending time around you? Like, are you contagious? How bad is the virus? Is there any treatment? Like, these are all sort of pertinent questions that I would want to know the answer to as soon as bloody well possible. Rather than, like, getting sidetracked by questions about where you are and weird fever dreams about dying. Tsugumi took her hand off of my neck. I breathed easier. You see, your existence has no substance. All you are is a concept. A concept? You're just a packet of information. Software. The information written on a CD has no physical body, right? The CD itself is just plastic, a hard mass of polycarbonate. But that mass has nothing to do with the information it holds. Information can't have a physical body. It's impossible. Information doesn't have shape or substance. The embodiment of information only takes place through its application. However, the embodied information itself is no actual body. The essence of information is the information itself. Takeshi, it's the same for you. There's no physical substance to your essence. Instead, the human called Takeshi Kuranari is no more than a concept information, software. and that essence is realized only through your body, the hardware. That's it. Your body's just the hardware. It's just a device in which the entity of you is embodied. Interesting. So does that imply that, like... Because, like, you can run the same hardware on, like, different... Or the same software on different pieces of hardware, right? So is that going to be, like, a plot point, or is this just Tsugumi talking out of her ass? I see. Okay. I understand you perfectly. No, actually, I hardly understand you at all. But if what you say is true, then what? What does that have to do with what you were talking about? 12 years ago, I was infected with a virus. Yep, you said that. Because of that virus, it rewrote my genetic code. What? Your genetic code? Cells in people's bodies are replaced daily. They're reborn and then die. Normally, the human body is totally replaced with new cells within 5 years. When I was 12, the cells in my body were infected, and from that moment on, they divided and replaced themselves. 5 years later, all cells had been replaced. In 5 years, every cell that made up my body has been genetically altered. What? And when the last of the cells had died, the last trace of my 12-year-old self disappeared. Oh, I was expecting that to go down like a really weird path, but instead she's just like babbling about philosophical nonsense. Like, I was expecting her to be like, and then 5 years later, I developed superpowers. But no. In that moment, the old me died. The old me died, but the new me became a body that never dies. A body that never dies? What? My immune system and my metabolic rates were remarkably improved. My telomeres began to regenerate themselves. That's right. I'll never grow old, never die. Oh, interesting. So I guess that explains why she looks like a 17-year-old. Huh. So what does that mean? My physical growth stopped at that moment in time. I'll never grow older than 17. Highly improved immune system and increased metabolic efficiency. Telomeres that continue to rejuvenate. Well, if what she said was to be believed, Tsugumi's body would never die on its own. As long as her body had the energy to continue, it wouldn't die. As long as she continued to have the will to live, her body would be sustained forever. Semi-eternal life. But was such a thing even conceivable? The concept of never growing old, never dying, was it possible? Why do living creatures age? Essentially, it's to protect against exhaustion and deterioration of function. The life cycle needs aging so that it can have succession and renewal through subsequent generations. I couldn't help but laugh. It's a good story, but no way. Well, I guess it's a good joke, pretty solid. Yeah, I guess you're right. Tsugumi snickered at my words. Yep, it's just a little joke. Thought you might fall for it, but I guess not. No. See, I can't tell whether or not she's serious here. Like, she might have actually just been fucking with him, or she might be, like, quasi-immortal. Like, I could definitely see it going either way. What else would you expect? Crazy talk like that. Well, Takeshi, I guess you're not so stupid after all. Well, now, let's not go too far. Tsugumi got up slowly. Her disheveled clothes showed just a peek of her legs. La la. And a glimpse of her sleek thighs. Be still my beating heart. Her clear satin skin. And a scar. What's the matter? Takeshi, what are you looking at? Your right thigh, at the scar. You want a closer look? Well, yeah. No. Shall I show you? No, really? It's okay. Sure enough, it was a scar. However, it looked like something that had healed years ago. Just a scar where once several stitches closed a wound. Her leg, huh? She has, like, implants in her thighs? Afterwards, I went straight back to the conference room. Both my mind and body were exhausted. But his reaction is, like, completely the same. Whether Tsugumi, like, tries to murder him, or, like, tells him that she's immortal. Like, that doesn't affect how he acts the next several hours. That's pretty funny. Oh god, this is, like, the next day. She'd confided her secrets to me on the jellyfish gondola. Virus carrier. A body that never dies. A body that never grows old. Her healed scar. It was also hard to believe. I mean, I'll grant you the hard to believe part for, like, being immortal, but, like, virus carrier seems fairly plausible, and, like, scar? Please don't tell me you're having difficulty believing in scars. Like, funny story, like, sometimes people get injured, and then they have scars afterwards. This is not, like, a difficult to understand phenomenon. Could such a mind-boggling story even be true? I was still unable to completely believe her. I glanced up and noticed Coco and the others had stopped playing. Huh? What's she doing? With a worried look on his face, the kid was watching Coco intently. She is committing acts of vandalism. Vandalism is wrong, kids. But let's go for a second and go forward with the assumption that Tsugumi, like, wasn't full of shit and is actually, like, quasi-immortal. Or, like, telomeres heal or whatever. What are the implications of that? And also, why is this different? PP and Chami, da-da-da. And then there's one of the shapes that had a particularly large head. It was only half finished. This is Tsugumi. For Tsugumi, it's important to make her look really cool. Tra-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la. Wait. Really? That's the only thing that was different? It, like, changed half a line about Tsugumi's head being big? Anyhow, I was saying... Oh yeah, I was, like, contemplating what sort of mysteries Tsugumi being immortal would shed light on. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'll keep y'all posted. The statue stood there in silence without complaint, pointing its finger to the south. A while later, what was left in stone was the carved images of 6 people and 2 humans. Or, 6 people and 2 animals, rather. Like... in here I'm supposed to check the infirmary. Although I could actually check the control room and then the infirmary, which is what I did last time. And then I could presumably skip through more content, but... Oh, I can skip through this anyways. Haha. Look at how little reading I have to do. Oh, damn it. But still, she's still a little slower than when she pulled me away from the flood at the aquarium. Her legs probably still hadn't fully recovered. Huh. Scar on her right leg. Wait, is the scar on her right leg from the injury she just got? Like, saving Coco and, like, getting pierced by the iron bar or whatever? Was there, like, a time skip and we didn't notice it? Or is it just the case that, like, her leg heals super fast because of this quasi-immortality she has? That would also be pseudo-plausible. Also, assuming that the virus she's talking about is TB, like, and TB makes you immortal, or more or less immortal, I am now deeply interested to see, like, what exactly Lieblich Pharmaceutical is planning on doing with their TB research. Because, like, previously, it was like, all we knew about it was it's a virus that, like, kills you real dead. Like, 80% of the time, 85% or whatever. And, like, that was not particularly interesting. Like, okay, it's a virus that kills you. Whatever. But if it's a virus that, like, might kill you but also might make you immortal, suddenly it, like, is much more interesting. At any rate, I didn't want her to overdo it. Ah, damn it. Annoyed that I was out of breath, I continued after Tsugumi. The sound of her feet was only barely perceptible in the distance. I strained my ears to hear. It sounded like she had headed downstairs. I descended the stairs. I was unable to hear any footsteps from below. It seemed that instead of going to the 3rd floor, she had gone down to the corridor on the 2nd floor. I came out near the entrance to the jellyfish gondola. I thought she came this way, but Tsugumi was nowhere in sight. Damn, I guess I'll just have to give up. What's the point in playing chase with her anyway, I thought. But still, I was disappointed. Without further recourse, I gave up and walked to the nearby security office. As usual, the room smelled faintly of smoke. And this is all old. What's next? Oh, I'm so excited! The next choice we are making is whether or not to hit the kid. And in this route, we get to hit the kid. I'm so excited. I'm not one to go around blabbing secrets, and to tell the truth, I'm not interested. So don't worry, I've got no intention of going through Sora's personal data. Okay? Well, okay. Okay then. After that, I fell silent. I was searching for something to say. Yu was looking down. So, if you discover something about your father, then what? When I asked, Yu furrowed her brow slightly. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. But I know what has to be done. I know all too well. But once I break this security code, I'll know everything I need to know. Anyway, I'm trying to access Lem's system core from this console. Whether it's possible to gain access or not, I can't say, but I know the data is there. Yep, I'm certain the data is there. Well, at least it's a start. Yu suddenly became more upbeat. Cracking the security protection is going to be a real pain. Stubborn code. So, what exactly awaits hidden inside? A little too soon to go there. And this is all old. What was I saying again? Oh, right, I was, getting excited about hitting the kid. Probably, like, belies deep-seated personality flaws in me, but it is what it is. I wondered how long I could watch the little peaceful world she had created. How long could I keep looking at her smiling face? Thinking about it made me feel lonely. Then again, there were others here, too. One of them opening her mouth so wide it didn't seem it would open anymore. Now, she looked right happy. Takeshi! And it flipped off the wrapping paper. I want another sandwich, please. Making sandwiches, all very good. She'd surprised me when she'd started talking to me all of a sudden. This Tsugumi right then seemed like she would never talk about dying, even by accident. I wondered if she had resolved her feelings. If that was the case, then it seemed like talking to her had been the right thing to do. I chased after her constantly, been hit by her, been put down by her, but the Tsugumi before me was unmistakably one of us. And guess what? You want to know what? I had a dream last night. Didn't you now? She was riding a whale, apparently. But yeah, I'm not like... Even if we take Tsugumi's immortality as granted, I'm sort of not seeing any mysteries that solves. Like, maybe if we're, like, gonna assume that during some segments of the story she's, like, I don't know, 50. And then, like, that explains her appearance. But, like, that explains why her appearance hasn't changed. But... Oh, we get to hit the kid. I'm so excited. I might be a bad person. Better brace yourself. Whack! I struck the kid hard on the cheek. Ah! It hurt. It had to have hurt him. My hand even hurt. But more than the pain in hand, my heart hurt. I let go of the kid's collar, and he backed away slowly. Everyone watching us silently. You hit me! Ouch! Ah! Damn it, damn it! Tears welled up in his eyes. Kid, look over at Tsugumi. She injured her leg terribly and almost drowned. She had surgery. If it were me, I'd have probably died, but she pulled through it. I pointed at Tsugumi. Tsugumi stood silently. The kid timidly raised his eyes to look at her. But he soon stared at the floor again. But, Takeshi, you can say that, but... I'm not Tsugumi. We're not all the same. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm just not that strong. I never will be. Can't go on living. I don't want to go on living. So then, I should just... I didn't want to make him say the rest, but I couldn't stop him. I knew how hard it would be for him to say. Even I wasn't that strong. Everyone waited for the kid's next words in silence. They were probably unthinkable. So, what do you want to do? Huh? What? What do you want to do, kid? Tsugumi took a step forward and stared at the kid. Those eyes were unfeeling and quiet. Come on, you can tell me. I want to know what you want to do. Softly, she approached the kid one step at a time. Everyone was so caught off guard that they couldn't move, couldn't say a word. What, you can't say it? He tried to say something, but no words would come out of his mouth. He'd also forgotten how to back away. Tsugumi went up to the kid and touched him. You don't want to live? The kid tried to nod, but his head wouldn't budge. So you want to die then? The kid couldn't respond either. Say something, please. I don't know what you mean. Tsugumi asked the kid, her tone neutral. So, which is it? Do you want to die? Do you want to live? So, you can't answer? Well then, don't ever say that again. Okay? The kid broke down in tears and fell to the floor covered in water. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You suddenly spurted into action, ran over to the kid and wrapped her arms around his shoulders. Sora looked down and covered her face with her hands. She was trembling. Koku and Pibu were staring at everyone speechless. Tsugumi? Not knowing what else to say, I just stood there. I looked at her face, but I couldn't read what she was thinking from her expression. Takeshi, come here for a second. Seeing that I was confused, Tsugumi ran over to me. Eyebrows raised, she glared at me strongly. What was she thinking? Ouch! What are you doing? That hurts! Stop whining and get over here. Come on, hurry up. Totally clueless, I followed along behind her. She tugged my ears and mercilessly tugged. She grabbed my ears and mercilessly tugged. Let me go! Tsugumi! Why are you doing this? Ow! Wordlessly, she doggedly moved forward. She kept a firm grip on me and kept pulling so that I couldn't get away. You ripped my ear off! It's seriously gonna come off! Ah, Sheriff! This is killing me! Let go of me, please! We kept climbing the stairs. She wouldn't let go no matter how I pleaded, so I finally shut up. And when we finally made it to the second floor, she let go of my ear. Thank heavens. I mean, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Quit your bitching. Just when I thought you'd finally shut up. Tsugumi let out a big sigh. What's that face just supposed to mean? Just what it looks like. So disappointed in you. She furrowed her brow and looked at me. She pinched the bridge of her nose and shook her head. She looked completely fed up. Tsugumi turned and she started walking away from me. Hey, wait a second. Why? What's up with you? Did I do something to you? I hurried over to her and insisted that she answer me. No. No, it's not like that. You don't understand anything. And throwing back her shoulders, she picked up her pace. What don't I understand? I mean, things were getting out of hand back there. If you hadn't said something, I don't know how it would have turned out. I'm glad you did. I'm really sorry, and thanks. Hey, wait, Tsugumi! I kept yelling as I chased after her. You of all people know how serious this situation is, right? So how come you are... No, that's not it. It's not it. That's not it! You're angry at me, right? Why are you so mad? Please tell me! Tsugumi stopped at the entrance to Kuala. Okay, I will. It's a stupid question, but I'll answer it for you anyway. Okay. All of a sudden, Tsugumi smiled at me. I flinched. Do you remember what you said earlier? Me? Let's see. I was fairly angry, so I really don't remember that well. I might not have been all there at the time, but, you know. I really don't think I said anything wrong to the kid. And I'm sure about that. Yeah. I guess it looks like you weren't wrong. That's why I'm mad. Tsugumi jumped onto the jellyfish gondola. I got on soon after her and closed the door. The gondola zipped into the tube and out into the ocean. I get so frustrated. Bam. Tsugumi pounded the shell of the jellyfish with her fist. Her expression was one of annoyance again. The gondola swayed slightly as it moved forward, slowly. Is it really just enough to be alive? You say you're one of us, so you should cooperate? And that's how you keep pushing him to agree with you and bind all your fake ideals. Can't believe how irresponsible you can be. Who the hell do you think you are? You really got some nerve talking like that. So what else could I do? Better than just standing by and watching him sink into despair. It's better to have a little hope than nothing at all, right? You're such a hypocrite. Well, you know what? You're selfish and self-righteous. You're always faking like you don't care about anyone. You go around hurting people on purpose and making them feel like crap. Now you're trying to make me look bad. I'm not doing it on purpose. There's just a lot that I don't agree with. Liar. It's not the way you want things to happen in your heart, and you know that. Why do you have to lash out at everything? Why can't you just be yourself for once? You're wrong. You're the one who isn't being yourself. Always myself. You're so twisted. It's funny coming from you. This isn't what we were talking about anyway. Why are you so angry? If I did something wrong, then I guess I deserve it. If there really is a good reason, then hey, I won't complain. So come on, tell me. I won't argue with you, just tell me what it is. You really want to know? Tsugumi sat back down on the gondola. Her tone had almost returned to normal. Yeah, of course. She hesitated a bit, but soon came to sit next to me. Tsugumi looked straight ahead. She didn't try to look at me. Why? Because I want to know. Because I want to know what my friends are thinking. I put my hand lightly on her shoulder. I was becoming more and more worried. Maybe she was still trying to be stubborn. Tsugumi didn't try to shake off my hand, but just sat there. That's right. You made me one of the gang, hadn't you? If you want to know, then here goes. I'll tell you, because in the end, I've become your friend. Why do you have to say it like that? You're not still... Tsugumi thrust her hand into her pocket and took something out. Takeshi, you know what this is, right? Chami. Hungarian hamster? Who cares? Where the hell did you pull that from? My pocket. I know that. That's not what I'm asking. Don't just shove him out and talk about him as a this. Hamsters are delicate living creatures, and you should be careful with him. Yeah, you're right. What else can I do? He doesn't have anywhere else to go. Chami stood in Tsugumi's hand. He twitched his nose and looked up at both of our faces inquisitively. Tsugumi stroked Chami softly with the tip of her finger. Man, pockets must be super cramped. Like, pretty sure you're not supposed to carry your hamster in a pocket. Like, that feels, like, really not ideal for the hamster. Hey, Takeshi, you know what'll happen if I go like this? Tsugumi grasped both of her hands tightly together. In between the cracks of her fingers, I could see Chami's soft, warm-looking gray fur. Soon, his body disappeared entirely in her hands. You know what will happen? Idiot, cut it out! Come on, answer me. Tsugumi started to squeeze harder. Chami, who only the tip of his nose was visible, turned his beady eyes toward Tsugumi. What are you talking about? It's totally obvious what a stupid question. You want to talk about stupid questions? There's one for you. She started squeezing more. The space between her fingers got smaller and smaller. Please don't kill the hamster. Chami twisted his body and started to struggle. Cut it out, Tsugumi! If you go on like that, Chami's going to... The hamster looked at Tsugumi and me. At the end, I thought he even let out a small breath. Squish. That's fucked up! Why would you do that? Alright, that's messed up. I'm done. I'm out. See y'all tomorrow.